and welcome to SVGTV News for Monday, December 2nd, 2019. I'm Yvette Bowens with the details. Policemen and women must not only enforce but uphold the law at all times, and those who break the law will not be shielded from prosecution. The warning was issued by Police Commissioner Colin John at a press briefing today in response to a question on the recent arrest and subsequent charge of rape brought against two members of the police force. The allegations have placed the SVG police force in an embarrassing situation, and today Commissioner John assures the public that they are dealing with the matters, noting that the organization doesn't condone any unlawful acts perpetrated by a member of the force.
These are one-off incidents, and it is not a true reflection of the organization and the standard for which the organization is held. And persons are able to see that whenever this thing happened, or this allegation is made, and the authorities of the organization within in any way try to cover it up or sweep it under the carpet, we allow the law to take its course. And so that's one way in which the public can have confidence that things like that the organization as a whole, or the hierarchy of the organization, we do not condone incidents of that nature.
The Commissioner said the public should not judge the entire organization based on the actions of a few individuals.
From time you would see postings, or you would hear comment about, okay, if you can't trust the police, who can you trust? And there's some reasonable justification in that, because the public, they have the police in high esteem and they hold us to a high standard, and we should not betray the confidence of the public. And I can see some adverse consequences as a result of that, but they're just a tiny minority. And as I said before, and I would hasten to say again, they're just allegations, so the persons, they are innocent until proven guilty. The force is more than 1,000 persons, and if 2 or 3 persons, they in some way cause they operate below the standard expected of an efficient and professional police officer, we cannot really, or we should not paint with a broad brush and label the organization based on 2 or 3 bad examples.
From time to time, members of the public have also accused police officers of brutality, and Commissioner John said these incidences are investigated thoroughly and action taken when necessary.
Well, the action we took, that's clear indication that the behavior would not be condoned or endorsed or supported. Also, when you speak about persons alleged being beaten, whenever these allegations brought to the attention of the police, we investigate it. We send the file to the Office of the DPP for them to determine if there is sufficient evidence to support or sustain the charge. And there are instances where police officers have been charged for allegations or offenses of that nature.
Meanwhile, the crime-fighting capacity of the SVG police force received another boost today with the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding with the Caribbean Customs Law Enforcement Council. The MOU allows for the Caribbean Customs Law Enforcement Council and the SVG Police Force to share information on the Regional Clearance System. The Regional Clearance System is a live online database that is used as an administrative tool by members of the Caribbean Customs Law Enforcement Council. The database provides an electronic means for mariners wishing to travel to the region to provide the necessary information to customs and immigration agencies. Speaking at the signing ceremony today, representative of the Caribbean Customs and Law Enforcement Council in St. Lucia, Albert Sandy, said the system, which is used region-wide, streamlines customs processes for mariners and provides the necessary information ahead of time to the relevant agencies.
From Bermuda in the far north, all the way down through the islands, down through the Caribbean basin into Trinidad, and all the way down to the ABC Islands on the coast of Venezuela. And in that database, all that data is captured. One of the main reasons for that is to be able to allow customs administrations and immigration to use that database to facilitate pleasure yacht persons and their crew and their passengers. So when people come, they don't want to have to spend too much time with the agencies. But we want the information ahead of time so that we can assess our risks, so that we can determine who can be facilitated and who need a little more attention. So that administrative tool contains more than 1 million sets of data. It existed since the year 2000. And we have been upgrading it. We recently upgraded it to the 2019 version. And also there is an aircraft version of that which is coming, and it's going to be included in this package also.
Sandy said this information is crucial in ensuring border security region-wide.
This memorandum of understanding allows the NGHQ to have that system in the bureau, and they can query the data for any kind of data that they require for border security, etc. And so it should help both customs and immigration and the police in the important task of border security in your country, and also looking out for your neighboring countries. So it really helps border security, it helps integrated border management, and so on. We also have an MOU with the NGCC impacts. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this MOU brings the NGHQ a tool that will be extremely useful for your country as it is for others.
Commissioner of Police Colin John welcomes the partnership with the regional entity, noting that it is another important crime-fighting tool for the RSVG police force.
We are given information beforehand. We can put things in place to mitigate and to assist us in effectively and efficiently policing St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the neighboring territories. Also, this fits snugly into our recently launched Carry Secure project, where we are moving towards evidence-based data collection. And I can really see us as a country benefiting significantly as a result of that. We welcome partnership like this, and our intention is to use those tools and use the information that are given to us so that we can ensure that St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Caribbean is not only safe, but that the perception is there that we're safe because of the tools that we have in our arsenal.
On November 25th, the Police Records Management Information System was launched here. The system, which is a key component of the United States Agency for International Development's Carry Secure project, will help the RSVG police force improve data management and analysis, and is being piloted at 2 police stations. It will strengthen police response to support crime reduction using measures such as geomapping and victim and offender profiling. Director of the HIV and AIDS Unit, Feroza Roach, today made a further appeal for Vincentians and the business sector to stop discriminating against persons living with the disease. Her latest appeal comes on the heels of World AIDS Day, observed on Sunday, December 1st, under the theme, Communities Make the Difference. In a telephone interview with SVGTV News, Roach said World AIDS Day, observed annually on December 1st, is an opportunity for people worldwide to unite in the fight against HIV and AIDS and to show support for people living with the disease.
To the business places to stop the discrimination against persons who are living with HIV, because I am seeing a lot of that, where persons would go for a job and somebody would say to them, this person is HIV positive, and they would just dismiss them like that. And it's not fair. So I'm here to advocate on behalf of persons living with HIV and AIDS. Okay. Because HIV and AIDS is everybody's business.
The director of the HIV and AIDS unit said that this year's theme recognizes the vital role that communities play in supporting the HIV and AIDS response and encourage persons to get tested so that they can know their status.
Well, we just want persons to come out and get tested to know their status, And as I always say, if you're tested negative, we are here to help you to remain negative. If you're tested positive, we are also here to take you through treatment and care. And once you're in treatment, you can live a normal life, because the treatment is going to reduce your viral load. And once your viral load is down, it decreases the chance of you transmitting the virus to someone else. We also are asking persons to please protect themselves, to use a condom with every sex act. So use your condom consistently and correctly. We also here to want to encourage them to stop the stigma and discrimination against persons living with HIV and AIDS, because they're just human like any one of us. You cannot get HIV from just touching someone, from sharing a cup, from sitting next to that person. You can't get HIV.
This week, the HIV/AIDS unit is hosting a week of activities in commemoration of World AIDS Day. The activities commenced today with rapid HIV and AIDS testing at the Modern Medical Complex in Georgetown.
We have partnered with the Planned Parenthood, and today we are Planned Parenthood, along with staff from the National AIDS Secretariat. They are at the Modern Medical Complex, and they are on a rapid testing, conducting rapid testing there. For 2 days in this week, we will be at the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College. We will be at the Villa campus tomorrow, which is Tuesday, and we will be educating the youth sexual and reproductive health, and we'll be talking to them about HIV and other STIs. So that will be at the Annisville campus tomorrow. And on Thursday, we will be at the Villa campus. We'll also be talking to them about sexual and reproductive health, HIV, AIDS, and other STIs. And we'll also be doing a testing drive for persons who want to know their status. So,
vandalism is a problem at some educational institutions island-wide, and project manager at the Basic Needs Trust Fund, Dunstan Johnson, is encouraging teachers and all other stakeholders to take care of these facilities. Johnson was at the time speaking at a groundbreaking ceremony of the Richland Park Early Childhood Center last Friday.
Teachers and students will occupy this building, and to the parents who will send these children, I want to say to you that it is a costly building to be maintained. It will cost government a sizable amount of money to maintain it. So it is important, and it is incumbent upon all, even the villagers, to ensure that vandalism, as we see in other schools, does not take place here. It must be maintained properly by all, so that it will last for a very long time to come.
The Richland Park Early Childhood Center is expected to cost just over $1 million EC, catering to about 30 children in the area. Johnson said during the construction phase there might be some discomfort to residents. However, steps will be taken to minimize the impacts.
Say that we have the Richland Park Health Center next door, and the issues relative to the noise, the dust, the garbage that will impact on the health center. But Mr. Jack, in that contract, he has certain guidelines that he must follow that will mitigate these issues. In addition to that, Stewart Engineering Limited, who designed the structure, will also be supervising the construction work. The staff of the implement agency of the NTF will also be on hand regularly to ensure that these guidelines are followed such that we do not have any negative impact, any outcry from the people working at the health center.
The groundbreaking ceremony of the Richland Park Early Childhood Center is one of several projects to be undertaken in the area, which were highlighted by the MP Jimmy Prince.
Years ago, we opened, not formally, a road at Gawley Hill, and we transformed that entire area overnight. Then we opened another one at Cotton Ground, and of course you know how Cotton Ground looks now. So BNTF has been doing tremendous work in Richland Park. We have other projects in Richland Park, but not done by BNTF. You know about that Macmillan Road. You know about the Greenhouse Park at Montreal. And this is only in Richland Park alone. Of course, we have to do other projects. Come January, we're going to do the road from Dry River in Hopewell right up to Junction. We're going to rehabilitate that road, widen it where we can, and rehabilitate it in other areas. We're going to do Benjamin Bristol Road. So there are a number of projects which the government is doing in Richland Park alone, you know. I'm not even talking about the rest of the community, the rest of the valley. There are so many more, and I wouldn't bore you with them. I'm just talking about what you have to do here.
The lights were turned on in Heritage Square last night, which formed part of activities held last evening for the launch of the National 9 Mornings Festival. Larissa Pugsley tells us more in this report.
2, 1, let the lights go on! It's 9 morning!
Minister of Culture Cecil Mackey last evening ushered in the Christmas season with the lighting up of Heritage Square, which signals the official start of 9 Mornings festivities in SVG under the theme, Christmas is We. A large crowd turned up to witness the lighting at Heritage Square, where from the 16th of December to the 24th will be buzzing with 9 Mornings activities from as early as 4 a.m. Mr. Mackey said that the 9 Morning Festival is a main cultural feature of SVG's tourism product and stressed the importance of keeping SVG's unique festival active.
Culture integral to tourism, and if culture is integral to tourism, and tourism is the backbone of the economy of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, then we must be able to celebrate in a special way.
It is also during this time that Vincentians return home to enjoy their Christmas festivities, and Minister Mackey is optimistic that this year there will be an increase in the numbers of returning nationals and visitors.
Last December, we had 12,000 visitors coming to the destination. This year, we will see if we can increase those numbers to 15,000. Because if we look at the flights, and don't forget we now have international flights coming from Canada and the USA. And if we look at the reality that these flights are all filled, I don't think it is beyond us to get 15,000 coming to St. Vincent.
Patrons were again encouraged to own the festival and do their part in promoting the activities. Newly installed chairman of the 9 Mornings Committee, Orlando Charles, said that communities have been supportive and more than 50 communities will be hosting 9 Mornings activities.
At this juncture, we seek to build on the solid foundation that has been laid for us, whilst exploring all the new possibilities that exist and the potential for the festival to evolve. We are really already witnessing the expansion of 9 Mornings into the rural community groups.
At the launch, there were a number of performances from the different communities, groups, and individuals. The next major event on the festival calendar is the launch of the 9 Nights on December 15 at the Botanical Gardens. For SVGTV News, Larissa Pugsley.
Close to 20 persons received awards for their contributions in the local tourism sector at the Tourism Awards and cocktail reception held on Saturday evening at the Sunset Shores Hotel. The event brought the curtains down on Tourism Month of Activities 2019. As we hear in this report, at the award ceremony, emphasis was placed on SVG achieving and maintaining international standards for the further development of the sector.
In the local tourism sector continue to be improved, and the stakeholders, including service providers, were lauded for getting on board by supporting the efforts of the Ministry of Tourism and SVG Tourism Authority to improve SVG's tourism product. The commendation came from Chief Executive Officer of the SVG Tourism Authority, Glenn Beach, who was speaking at the Tourism Awards held on Saturday evening at the Sunset Shores Hotel, which brought the curtains down on Tourism Month 2019. Beach said that SVG had to apply standards which were necessary to keep the tourism sector relevant.
I know some years ago when we first brought these standards into being, there were a lot of comments about whether we should do this, and there's usually a talk from some people that they've been in the industry so long that you can't tell them what is involved in the industry presently. It doesn't matter how good you are, you can always learn. And this industry is one that continues to change over time and will always change.
He added that while the focus is on attracting visitors to the island, locals should also benefit from high standard of services offered.
Let us remember that it's not only about the visitors that are coming from overseas, it's about treating our own people with respect also, and making sure that everybody's treated well. So there's no difference between taking somebody from the US and taking somebody from St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Minister of Tourism Cecil Mackey noted the growth and developments that have taken place in the tourism sector over the past few years, which he said resulted in increased arrivals by sea and air.
We want to ensure that when the customer and the visitor comes to the destination, that they are met with service at every angle that allows them to have an experience unique in St. Vincent and the Grenadines that would also allow them to become ambassadors for the tourism product.
President of the SVG Hotel and Tourism Association, Kim Halbish, encouraged those who received awards at Saturday's ceremony not to become complacent and always strive to improve on their services and help others better themselves as well.
I would like to encourage you, the awardees, that in your quest for development, that you make it your mission to support, encourage, and to bring others up with you. Even if it's just one person, do not step on others as you climb.
For SVGTV News, Larissa Pugsley-Kidd.
Voting is now underway in 115 categories for the Best of SVG People's Choice Awards, organized by Interactive Media Limited. The voting commenced on December 1st and will continue until the end of January 2020. Marketing and Advertising Sales Executive of Interactive Media Limited, Latanya Grant, told SVGTV News that this year persons can vote online in the various categories.
Cross-section of products and services to be recognized by persons who utilize the services. So if you know someone who makes the best pepper sauce, the best ice cream, the best seamstress, or anyone who renders a service that is within the 115 categories that we offer, you can access our searchlight.vc website when voting starts the 1st of December. Nominate them and vote for them, as well as share across all of the platforms, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, or utilizing your email address.
Grant said that they are hoping to promote a culture of excellence which would indirectly raise standards of service providers and businesses in SVG.
Basically advertise saying that you are the winner of the Best of SVG 2020. Come to my establishment and enjoy my delicious meals, or you can have your nails done here, you can have your hair done here. It is something that inspires a culture of excellence between service providers and persons who sell products as well. And the best part about it is that Vincentians will be able to nominate themselves. Persons would be able to nominate you and persons would be able to vote for you. But it is not limited to just Vincentians, because let's say for the hotel sector, you have persons who would have come to St. Vincent and spent a night or two at your establishment. They can access the website. You can send them the link. They can access the website and they can vote for you.
Persons can vote more than once if they choose, which will also give them a chance to win 1,000 EC dollars. This is the third year for the Best of SVG Awards.